I suspect it's a Friday, as I'm wearing one of my non-logoed shirts. As if logo was a verb, we could make it past tense as logoed. Had a bunch of interesting comments this week that I've got to respond to because they all seem to kind of come in waves. Did the video not too long ago about how they were trying to pass an anti-squatter law, I believe in Arizona, and the governor vetoed it. And I said that was unfortunate because I like to see the law get passed. I actually had somebody go, what has Steve got against squatters? Why is he so one-sided on this? I'm sorry, are you pro-squatter? I don't... Why is Steve so one-sided on this? What has he got against squatters? I got an email from somebody, apparently in reference to my Cobra, and it was a lengthy email in which they explained to me how I am a narcissist because I own a loud car. And the interesting thing is that they actually referenced an article, which I went and read, because I was fascinated that somebody had done a study on this. And interestingly, in the article, it said that they had actually asked people, would you like to own a loud car? And the people who answered yes to that surprisingly had a larger proportion of narcissists than the people who said no. Of course, those are people who don't own loud cars. It was specifically asking people, would you like to own one? But they did not check to see if any of them owned one. And I'm also curious to know, does that mean that people on motorcycles are narcissists? Because they're allowed too. But I'm not quite sure. Does somebody think I'm going to go, oh my gosh, I need to get rid of that car, or I need to go get mental help because I got that car? I also got an email from a guy who prefaced a note to me by saying, I like your videos, although you usually leave out important facts from your story. I like your videos, even though you usually leave out important facts from your story. And he made it sound like I purposely, like, oh, that's an important fact, leave that out. Oh, that's an important fact, leave it out. Now, I know what he's getting at. I guarantee you I know what he's getting at. Although I didn't ask, I don't care. He's going to say, because I'll be reading a story, and if you go read the original of it, it'll often say, well, the senator who is a Democrat did this. Well, the Republican representative did this. And I will often drop those words from the story the same way I drop names from stories. Because I don't think that's as important as people make it out to be, because the second I say somebody who's a Democrat, a lot of people are going to go, oh, well, obviously they did it because they're a Democrat. And they're going to refocus on that as opposed to what they did, not why they did it, is what I'm talking about. So if you think I'm leaving out important facts, I got news for you. I plan on doing that going forward the same way I've been doing it for the last 10 years. And so I think it's interesting somebody comes along after I've been doing videos on YouTube now for 10 years and says, I don't like the way you do this, but I've got a story idea for you. Well, don't send me story ideas if you don't like how I leave out the important facts. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I had a stack of these books. And I did a video about it. I actually put up a video that said, everybody got some books. And I took the video down after I got buried in emails. But I said, if you want a book, you got to be in the U.S. because shipping to Canada is cost prohibitive. And by the way, I still have books. But I got caught up. Technically speaking, I officially finished the job yesterday. That is, I got all the books out, and I've shipped over 600 books. Since I came home from the post office, got 3 more orders. But the point is that I'm no longer behind. The ones I got yesterday will go out today. I'll go to the post office and drop off 3 books, gladly. But the point is that I shipped 600 books. They all went to the U.S. except for one. And somebody contacted me from Canada and said, can I get a book? And they got me just the right time. I was in the right mood. And I said, tell you what I'm going to do. Yes. They go, how much? I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to ship you a book to find out what it costs and all that, so that when I come back, I've got a number I can give people. So I went to the post office, mailed out the other 599, and then this one book to Canada. And I told the person behind the counter, this is what I'm trying to do here. And the guy comes back and he goes, Steve, he goes, it's $24.85, something like that. It's just a tad underneath $25. I go, okay. And he goes, now, there's more expensive ways you can ship it. And then he also said, but we also can't guarantee tracking either. Once it goes to Canada, it's out of our hands, so there's no way of knowing for sure what happens to it unless somebody calls you or lets you know, hey, I got your book. So that troubles me also. So I sent the guy his book. I ate the $25 shipping charge. But then I posted on community tab on YouTube and on Facebook. I said, hey, everybody, just to let you know, I went to the post office and sent a book to Canada, and it cost $25. $25. Now, the book that I'm selling for $11 because it costs $4 to mail it, so $15. So I'm not going to, it doesn't seem cost effective to me to say, hey, if you're in Canada and you want to buy a book, send me like $35 or $40. Who's going to do that? I said, so unfortunately, I think it is cost prohibitive at this time, but I just thought you should know. And I didn't say I wouldn't do it. I just said I think it's cost prohibitive. I was expecting someone to say I'll still do it, but, so I immediately, and this is what's weird, the internet will turn on you, my friends. I had been getting a lot of positive feedback from people saying, Steve, it's so nice of you to do this, to sit down and sign 600 books. It must take a while. It did. To go to the post office 7 or 8 times. I did all those things. And I had a lot of people going, Steve, that's so nice of you, so nice of you. So when I posted the thing saying it'll cost $25 to ship it to Canada, I got a bunch of people going, Steve, you're so greedy. You expect people to pay $25 to you so you can ship a book to Canada? What's wrong with you? You're so greedy. And a couple people call me greedy. Greedy. I didn't say I want you to pay me $25 and then, no. That's how much it cost me to ship a book to Canada. If you wanted it, it was going to cost you that. I assumed nobody wanted to do it. It doesn't make me greedy. But then somebody else, and this is more than once, by the way, because it's both on Facebook and on the community tab, but I pulled them both down because I got so bugged by this. Somebody goes, Steve, just put the book on Amazon. What's wrong with you? And I had more than one person mention putting the book on Amazon. As I've mentioned repeatedly, the book is on Amazon. It's on Amazon in Canada. Anybody who wants to buy the book can buy the book on Amazon. The difference was that I was selling them so I could sign it and send it to you. Some people like having signed books. If you want to buy this book off of Amazon, I think it's available everywhere that Amazon does business. Now, I don't know for a fact that it's available in Sri Lanka. I don't know that for a fact. But if you're in England, or if you're in Canada, or if you're in Australia, check to see if the book is available. You can buy it there. You can. I just won't be able to sign it. Now, if you wanted to, you could buy it in Australia and ship it to me at your cost and include a self-addressed stamp box to ship it back, and I can do that too. I've actually done that for people. I've actually had somebody say, if I ship the box, the box to you with a book in it, will you sign it and ship it back? Yes, I will. It's a lot of work to go to, and it wouldn't be worth it, in my opinion. But if it was worth that much to you, I've got no problem. But the point is, the book is on Amazon. And I had somebody go, what's wrong with you? Don't you know? You can sell books on Amazon. Yes, I know that. My first book that I had published, let me think now. I got to think about this. Let's see now. It came out in 06, maybe 07. So I could do the math. I'm a busy man. But I've been selling books for a while. I've been selling books on Amazon for a while. Yes, I know the book could be put on Amazon. The book is on Amazon. Have you thought about putting the book on Amazon? Because people could buy it there and they wouldn't get hit with a $25 shipping charge. What's wrong with you? And then I had several people say, Steve, I was going to mention this earlier, but I guess I have to now since you obviously don't understand this. Why don't you put the book in bookstores? There still are bookstores. Put the book in bookstores and people can go and buy the book from a bookstore. Bookstore, a store where they sell books. Next thing you'll tell me, there's going to be businesses that sell gasoline at street corners. Like some kind of gas place, like a gas station. Those exist? I understand that bookstores exist. I've done book signings in bookstores. I've given presentations in bookstores. I know owners of bookstores. I spoke yesterday on the phone with the owner of a bookstore. I know what bookstores are. And for someone to go, have you thought about putting it in bookstores? I've seen this book in a bookstore. I've actually been walking down an aisle at a bookstore and it goes, true crime. And I look, hey, there it is, American Murder Houses. It's been in bookstores for almost 10 years. I forgot what year it came out. This is a re-edition, but it's been in bookstores ever since it came out. It's been on Amazon ever since it came out. It's out there. And so I know that some of the people who responded to that are just poking around the internet or poking around Facebook. They barely know who I am, but they befriended me along the way. And they see me say, hey, I can't ship these to Canada, sorry. And they go, hey, maybe Amazon could do it. Maybe a bookstore could do it. Somebody said, why don't you find somebody that you trust in Canada and sign a couple cases of books and then ship the cases of books to Canada and then have them ship them out? But I still got to ship the books to Canada. And I think that would cost more than shipping the books to Canada than shipping them all individually. But also, finding somebody I trust wouldn't do it because I need somebody who not only can I trust, but will do a ton of work for me for free. Because that's the other thing that I got here. It's not just an economy of scale because I got a pile of books. It's because I'm willing to sit here and sign my own books. So that was the reason that I put the posts up and 10 minutes later took them down. I'm like, oh, God. How greedy can you be? You want to charge $25 to ship somebody a book. How greedy can you be? Have you thought about putting them on Amazon? Hey, Steve, they got things called bookstores now. So that's what's been happening with me lately. And that's going to wrap it up today. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.